The group chat notification lit up my phone at 2:47 p.m. While I was making my rounds past the food court, I glanced down at the screen, already knowing it would be something from my sister Victoria. "Stop acting like you own the place. You're just a security guard." Below her message, Mom had added a single word, "facts," followed by 3 laughing emojis. I stood there in my navy blue uniform, radio clipped to my belt, watching the messages pile up. My brother joined in. For real though, getting too comfortable in that outfit. Victoria sent a photo of me from earlier that morning when I'd been checking the new boutique displays near the main entrance. Someone had captured me talking to the store manager, clipboard in hand. She captioned it, "Mall Cop Energy." I typed back a simple response, "Noted." The truth was, I did own the place. All 847,000 square feet of Sterling Ridge Mall, plus 4 other properties in the tri-state area worth a combined $680 million. But they didn't know that. Nobody did. I'd started buying commercial real estate at 23 with money from a tech patent I'd sold. While my family thought I was wasting my degree working mall security, I'd been building an empire under a NULC that kept my name completely private. The security job? I worked 2 shifts a week because I actually enjoyed it. It kept me grounded, let me see how my properties really operated from the inside. But to my family, I was just their disappointing youngest child who'd thrown away a business degree to wear a uniform and break up fights between teenagers. My phone buzzed again. Victoria had started a video call with Mom and our brother Marcus. I could hear them laughing before I even answered. "There she is, Officer Jenny," Victoria cackled. "Tell me, are you going to arrest any dangerous shoplifters today?" "I'm actually working," I said calmly, watching the couple walk past with shopping bags. "Oh, working so hard," Mom chimed in. "Sweetheart, when are you going to get serious about your life?" "Victoria's opening her 3rd boutique. Marcus just made junior partner. And you're, what? Checking receipts?" Victoria's face filled the screen. "Actually, speaking of my boutique, I'm having the grand opening at Sterling Ridge next month. VIP event. But obviously you'll be working, so I can probably get the day off," I said. No. Victoria waved her hand dismissively. "I don't want my security guard sister hanging around. It's embarrassing. This is for successful people only, industry professionals, press coverage. Your sister could come as a guest," Mom started, then paused. "Well, I suppose it would look odd. What would she even wear?" Marcus laughed. "Her uniform, probably." I watched them through the screen, their faces arranged in that particular expression of fond condescension they always wore when talking to me. Like I was a child who'd never quite grown up right. "Listen," Victoria continued, her tone shifting to fake sweet. "I'm actually going to be at the mall tomorrow to finalize things with the management company signing the lease for my new store space." "Maybe don't hover, okay? I know you like to act important there, but it's kind of cringe." "I'll stay out of your way," I said. "Perfect." She blew a kiss at the camera. "Love you, but like, know your place, yeah." The call ended. I slipped my phone back into my pocket and continued my rounds, nodding at familiar store owners and shoppers. Nobody here knew who I really was either. To them, I was just Jenny, the friendly security guard who knew everyone's names and helped carry heavy boxes. That evening, I sat in my downtown penthouse, the one my family had never visited because I'd told them I had a small apartment near work, and opened my laptop. My property manager, David, had sent over the lease documents for Victoria's boutique. Sterling Ridge Mall, Unit 847, 5-year lease, $12,000 monthly rent. I read through the contract Victoria had already signed, her confident signature sprawled across the bottom of page 7. She had no idea that every dollar of that rent would eventually flow back to me. My phone buzzed with another group chat message. "Victoria, so excited for tomorrow. Finally getting the keys to my Sterling Ridge location. Mom, so proud of you, darling. Our little entrepreneur. Marcus, moving up in the world, Vic." I stared at the messages, then at the lease agreement on my screen. They had no idea. None of them did. It typed, "Congratulations, Victoria." She responded with a gif of someone doing a dismissive hair flip. The next morning, I arrived at the mall at 6 a.m. for my shift. Tuesday mornings were quiet, just the opening crew and early walking groups. I made my rounds, checked in with the custodial staff, and reviewed the day's schedule. At 10 a.m., Victoria was due to arrive for her lease signing with the property management team. At 9:47, the group chat exploded. Victoria, heading to the mall now. Lease signing in 13 minutes. Mom, take pictures. I want to see everything. Victoria, obviously. This is a moment. Then, at 9:51, oh God, I just saw her. Marcus, who? Victoria, Jenny. She's literally standing in the main corridor like she owns the place. So embarrassing. I was, in fact, standing in the main corridor. I was also on the phone with David, my property manager, confirming the details of the meeting. Yes, I want to be there when she signs, I said quietly into my radio. Conference room B, 10 o'clock. My phone lit up with another message. Victoria. She's talking on her radio like she's Secret Service or something. Mom. Sweetie, just ignore her. This is your day. Victoria, I know, but it's so cringe. I can't have her lurking around when the property managers get here. Marcus. Just tell her to patrol somewhere else. I watched the 3 dots appear and disappear as Victoria typed, deleted, and retyped. Finally she sent, actually, I'm going to say something. 2 minutes later, Victoria walked through the main entrance in a cream pantsuit, sunglasses perched on her head, designer bag swinging from her shoulder. She spotted me immediately, and her expression shifted from confident to annoyed. Jenny, she said. Loud enough that several early shoppers turned to look. Can you, not hover here? I have an important meeting. I'm aware, I said calmly. Congratulations on the new location. Thanks, but seriously. She glanced around, lowering her voice but not by much. This is kind of embarrassing. Can you go patrol the parking lot or something? I don't want the property management people to think I'm associated with, with security? With someone who couldn't figure out how to do better. She adjusted her back. No offense, but this is a big deal for me. I've worked really hard to get here. I understand. At 10 a.m., Victoria was due to arrive for her lease signing with the property management team. At 9:47, the group chat exploded. Victoria, heading to the mall now. Lease signing in 13 minutes. Mom, take pictures. I want to see everything. Victoria, obviously. This is a moment. Then, at 9:51, oh God, I just saw her. Marcus, who? Victoria? Jenny. She's literally standing in the main corridor like she owns the place. So embarrassing. I was, in fact, standing in the main corridor. I was also on the phone with David, my property manager, confirming the details of the meeting. Yes, I want to be there when she signs, I said quietly into my radio. Conference room B, 10 o'clock. My phone lit up with another message. Victoria. She's talking on her radio like she's Secret Service or something. Mom. Sweetie, just ignore her. This is your day. Victoria, I know, but it's so cringe. I can't have her lurking around when the property managers get here. Marcus. Just tell her to patrol somewhere else. I watched the 3 dots appear and disappear as Victoria typed, deleted, and retyped. Finally she sent, actually, I'm going to say something. 2 minutes later, Victoria walked through the main entrance in a cream pantsuit, sunglasses perched on her head, designer bag swinging from her shoulder. She spotted me immediately, and her expression shifted from confident to annoyed. Jenny, she said, loud enough that several early shoppers turned to look. Can you, not hover here? I have an important meeting. I'm aware, I said calmly. Congratulations on the new location. Thanks, but seriously. She glanced around, lowering her voice but not by much. This is kind of embarrassing. Can you go patrol the parking lot or something? I don't want the property management people to think I'm associated with, with security? With someone who couldn't figure out how to do better. She adjusted her back. No offense, but this is a big deal for me. I've worked really hard to get here. I understand. Do you, though? Victoria's voice sharpened. Do you understand what it's like to actually build something, to actually succeed? Or are you just going to walk around in that uniform forever, pretending you matter? A small crowd had started to gather, other store employees opening up for the day, a few curious shoppers. I saw phones being lifted. I should let you get to your meeting, I said. Yeah, you should. Victoria turned away, then glanced back. And Jenny? Tried to be less visible. Okay. It's embarrassing for the whole family. She walked toward the management offices, heels clicking on the polished floor. I watched her go, then checked my watch, 9:58 a.m. I followed at a distance, taking the staff corridor that ran parallel to the main offices. My radio crackled. Miss Harrison, they're ready for you in conference room B. David's voice came through. Copy that. On my way. I took the back entrance to the management suite, the one reserved for property owners and executives. The receptionist Maria nodded at me as I passed. She was one of the few who knew. Through the glass wall of conference room B, I could see Victoria settling into a chair across from David and our leasing director, Patricia. She was smiling, gesturing animatedly, clearly telling some story. I opened the door. Victoria's voice cut off mid-sentence. She stared at me, then at David, her expression shifting from confusion to irritation. Excuse me? She looked at David. Does she need to check something? Because I really don't think security needs to be in here for a lease signing. David glanced at me, eyebrows slightly raised. I gave him a small nod. Ms. Victoria, Patricia said carefully, I don't think you've been formally introduced. This is. I know who she is, Victoria interrupted. She's my sister. She works security here. And I'd really prefer if she weren't in the room for this. It's unprofessional. I see, David said slowly. He looked down at the paperwork spread across the table. Ms. Victoria, I think there might be some confusion about the nature of this meeting. What confusion? I'm signing my lease for Unit 847. I've already wired the deposit. This should be simple. I pulled out the chair at the head of the table and sat down. Victoria's eyes followed me, her confusion deepening. What are you doing? She asked. I think, Patricia said gently, we should make some introductions. Ms. Victoria, this is Jennifer Harrison. I know that. She's my sister. She's also the owner of Sterling Ridge Properties Oak, David continued, which owns this mall, and the 4 other properties your stores are currently operating in. The color drained from Victoria's face. What? I folded my hands on the table. The security job is something I do 2 shifts a week, for perspective. Victoria's mouth opened and closed. She looked at David, then Patricia, then back at me. This is a joke. It's not, Patricia said, sliding a document across the table. This is the property deed. You'll see Ms. Harrison's name on the local filing. Victoria grabbed the paper, her hands shaking slightly. I watched her eyes scan the legal text, watched the moment it registered. She looked up at me. You own this mall? Yes. And the property in Westfield where my flagship store is? Yes. And the Riverside complex where? All of them, I confirmed. I've owned them for 6 years. Victoria set the paper down very carefully. Why didn't you tell us? I tried, multiple times, but every conversation turned into a lecture about wasting my degree or disappointing the family. But you let us think. She stopped. Her face was turning red now, the embarrassment setting in. Oh God. Everything I've said. Everything Mom has said. Yes. The group chat messages, this morning in the corridor. Her voice dropped to a whisper. You saw all of it. I did. Victoria looked at David desperately. There's some kind of mistake, right? She can't actually. Ms. Harrison owns the properties, David said firmly. She's owned them since before your first location opened. In fact, she's the one who approved your initial lease application. The room fell silent except for the quiet hum of the air conditioning. Victoria stared at the table, her perfect composure crumbling. I don't understand, she finally said. If you have all this money, why would you work security? Because I like it, I said simply. It keeps me connected to the properties. I see how they really function, and it reminds me who I am beyond the bank accounts. But I've been. Victoria couldn't finish the sentence. My phone buzzed. The group chat. Mom, how's it going, Victoria? Did you sign the lease? Send pictures. Marcus. Yeah, how'd it go with the property managers? It turned my phone around so Victoria could see the messages. You can tell them if you want, I said, or we can finish this meeting, you can sign your lease, and we can all move forward. Victoria looked at the lease agreement, then at me. Are you going to kick me out? Cancel my stores? Why would I do that? Because we've all been horrible to you. Your stores are profitable, I said. You're actually very good at what you do. I have no reason to terminate successful leases. But you might want to think about how you treat people, I continued. Especially people you don't think are worth your respect. You never know who they actually are. Patricia cleared her throat. Should we continue with the signing? Victoria nodded mutely. She picked up the pen with trembling hands and signed where Patricia indicated. The whole process took less than 3 minutes. When it was done, Victoria gathered her things slowly. At the door, she paused. Does Mom know? She asked quietly. No. Marcus? No one knows except the people in this room. Are you going to tell them? I considered. That's up to you. Victoria nodded and left. Through the glass wall, I watched her walk back toward the main mall area, her confident stride from earlier completely gone. My phone buzzed again. Victoria, I need to talk to Mom and Marcus. Family meeting, tonight. Mom? What's wrong? Did something happen with the lease? Victoria, just, everyone needs to be there. 7 p.m. My place. I didn't respond to the messages. Instead, I finished my meeting with David and Patricia, reviewed some other property matters, and went back out to complete my security rounds. At 3 p.m., my phone rang. Mom. Jennifer, Victoria just told me the most ridiculous story. She says you own the mall. Please tell me this is some kind of misunderstanding. It's not a misunderstanding. Silence. Then you own Sterling Ridge Mall. And 4 other properties, yes. But you're a security guard. I work security part-time. I own the properties full-time. More silence. I could hear her breathing, processing. How long? She finally asked. 6 years. 6 years. Her voice cracked. We've been. Oh God, Jennifer, what we said to you. I know. Why didn't you tell us? I tried, Mom, multiple times, but every conversation became about how I needed to be more like Victoria or Marcus, how I was wasting my potential. After a while, it seemed easier to just let you think what you wanted to think. I don't. Mom's voice broke. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything right now. But we've been so cruel, so dismissive, and you've just let us. Yes. Why? I watched a young couple walk past, holding hands and laughing at something on one of their phones, because I wanted to see if any of you would value me for who I am, not what I have, and I got my answer. Mom was crying now. Jennifer, I'm so sorry. I know you are. Can we talk? Tonight at Victoria's? I'll be there.